Good morning. Am I on? The light is on. But nobody's home. Well, I want to welcome all the brave folks who saw fit to brave the weather, the cold, and make their way out here. We still welcome those who are at home watching online, but you're just not as brave as the rest of us. This coming March begins our 75th year as a congregation, and one of the things for me in that sort of reflection of what that means in that celebration is this idea of us being one church, right? The past of Trinity had a mission. The future of Trinity, not even born yet, has a mission. We have a mission. It's all one church. Well, the same's true not just through time, but also through space, throughout the many churches in the many places we go and we travel. We're one church body. I'm a little tired, and so if I do something, if I go through a part of the service and then I end up repeating it and go through it a second time, don't worry about it. Just let me know if I start a third time. I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but it deserves some mention. We went to a wedding yesterday. We got up at 4 in the morning. By 5:15, we were on our way, braved the roads, and this wedding was, by GPS, a little over 6 hours. Of course, with the roads and with the weather, we knew we weren't going to get there in 6 hours. But it was northwest of Minneapolis, and so over on the South Dakota border, and but it was a friend of mine from seminary, and so we wanted to try to get over there, and I'll tell you the whole story later. Just suffice to say, on our way home, Katie and I at one point looked at each other and said, "Minnesota gets 1 star out of 5." We were joking. And what the funny thing is, so we had some car trouble. We had some automobile trouble with the truck. To our rescue came this sweet young girl named Kirsten, and she enlisted her entire family to help us. And so she totally redeemed Minnesota. And we can all be grateful, because I'm not sure we'd have made it home otherwise. So our thanks go out to her and her family for their sacrifices in helping us get here. Did I already tell you the story? Okay, check. It has been a tiresome night. I say that because the night began. We got home at 6:30 this morning. So it was a tiresome night since then. And you know what, though, this is how it is, right? We have different seasons in our life where we have things are going really well, and then we get to a period where things are really rocky, things are rough, things aren't going the way it seems like they should go. I assure you, when I wasn't sure how we were going to make it home, and I called your chairman, Ron, to say, hey, you might be reading my sermon tomorrow, he wasn't as excited as I thought he'd be. But honestly, we weren't sure. It wasn't what we would have anticipated being a hardship that God might put in our life, right? And so the seasons of our life can be tough at times, very tough. Certainly, our hearts and our prayers are with Pat Wallace and with Jerry's family, with Jerry passing away this past Wednesday, and certainly there's hope in the resurrection, right? When we lose a loved one, there's hope. When Jerry Jr. Also passed away this past year, and so there's some hope knowing that our loved ones are together, that we'll be together with them in the resurrection. But these are hardships of life, and so our prayers are with her and with everybody experiencing those hardships. Yet another one, and you know what? It's out there. Yet another one. None of us wanted to approve a budget that didn't include a salary for our deaconess, but we saw the writing on the wall financially. We're in a deficit spending. We spend more than we bring in, and you can't do that forever, obviously. And so we had to try to figure out how we were going to scale things down, and the congregation voted, and it was that the voters' assembly decided, giving her lots of notice to remove her salary. And so one of the things we're going to do, I'm sure it's a hardship for them. They do seem like they have a very good plan and they're doing fine, but they took off January kind of completely, give us just a little bit of opportunity to figure out who's going to do some of the things that she was doing. But we want to show an appreciation for her and for her 12 plus years of serving here at Trinity. And so we've planned to do that appreciation during the Sunday, February 4th worship service. Right now, it's just an appreciation service, not a farewell service. They haven't, will she get a call from another church to go serve somewhere else? Maybe. We don't know. She's a member of our church, and so we want to be as supportive as we can. One of the things I'd like to encourage you to do is consider, for these 12 plus years, consider giving her some type of monetary appreciation gift. I will say this, if there's a wooden church in the back of the narthex there and a little sign in front of it explaining what I'm about to say. When we give money directly, when you give money that you want to go to a person, you can't give it to the church, okay? If it's cash, that's fine. Put it in the church because obviously we don't know who that came from. If it's a check, you have to make it out to Ashley, Deaconess Ashley Went. You can just write Ashley Went. It's on the sign in front of that church. We're going to collect as a door offering between now and February 4th some of the gifts from the church showing our appreciation so that on February 4th we can send them home or whatever the case may be, with you having had lots of opportunity to bring stuff in. So if you don't have something with you today that you want to put in there, you can bring it next time. I just want you to know that we're collecting. The church is back there. This is a gift from the church, so we're using the wooden church to collect that gift. And so I'll encourage you to pray about that and consider gifting that family for the many years that they've served here. Hardships are different in many shapes and sizes. The women's Bible study is going to resume February 13th. So they're canceled through January. The Sunday morning Bible Sunday school, the adults, we're not going to meet in January as I figure out what we're doing next. Let's see here. Make sure you do fill out your attendance card. We are taking communion, since you see it up there on the altar. So if you take communion, check the box next to your name to help us with pastoral care, keep track of who's here and whatnot, so that we can try to connect with those who aren't here. And you having been here, it's one less person to worry about, right? So thank you for your attendance, and certainly those who participate worship online. You have the ability to mark your attendance online. There are giving statements. If you donated during 2023, there's giving statements in your mailbox, and offering envelopes. If you want them, we have them. We have plenty. Just ask. We're going to roll right into our message for today. No, that's not right. We do a hymn first, right? We do a hymn first. When I Survey the Wondrous Cross, from the Lutheran Service Book, hymn number 425. May God bless our worship this morning. When I survey the wondrous cross, on which the Prince of Glory died, my richest gain I count but loss, and pour contempt on all my pride. Forbid it, Lord, that I should boast, save in the death of Christ my God. All the vain things that